races across the country. Something fucking insane.
They're just pumping it.
I mean, this is like, it's like cable news is Olympics is the elections. I mean, they generate a ton of cash with this shit. I'm glad it's over though. I actually voted against anyone I saw a political ad for.
Wow.
Dan Chang. Fuck Dan Chang. Did he win? Look that up. He was running for school board council in the valley. And him, and he was going against some guy named Schmellenberger or some shit. Wow. But like for whatever, Dan Chang, like he had these commercials that said his name like 100 times. Mm-hmm. And I'd be hanging out watching football, at friend's place on the weekend or whatever, and just fucking nonstop with the ads.
It was enough to make.
And I literally like I saw him on the ballot, and I don't even know what the fuck he was running for. I voted against him because I hated his. Yeah. I literally I was annoyed with the candidate, so I voted against him.
He lost.
He lost. Good. Motherfucker, fuck Dan Chang.
He lost to Scott Schmerlson.
Smurlson, there it is. And dude, that's the thing. And this guy was like, he was running all these ads for a school board seat. I think it pays like $110,000 a year. I'm like, he must have spent fucking $20 million on ads. Yeah. What kind of crime is he trying to get into? Like, why would you spend $20 million for a $100,000 job?
What's his angle? What are you getting out of this Chang?
That's what I want to know. Yeah, what the fuck is Dan Chang getting out of it?
Who is greasing you?
Yeah,
on the school lunch.
Yeah, also like what kind, on the school board, like what kind of power do you have? Like you're setting the fucking, the syllabus for the year. Like what? He must have some sort of access to like school board funding money or something. There's got to be some money involved.
It's got to deal with the comptroller. That's what it is. That's what it is.
The weirdest position in the world.
The most uncomfortable series of syllables ever.
The comptroller.
The comptroller. We should troll the comptroller.
Yeah,
that's what we should do. We should,
fuck. How come there's no federal comptroller? I guess the Treasury Secretary kind of has that job.
Kinda. Yeah. And then I think Elon's going to get a little piece of it coming up.
Oh, this guy. We can talk about that. Anyway, we're in. All right, guys. Welcome back to the Very Simple Podcast. Paul Roseberry back in the studio.
Yes.
Fresh off an audition. I think it was for a gay porn. How did it go?
It was gayer than gay porn. It was almond milk.
Almond milk.
That's what I was. That's it.
What was the line they had you say? This almond milk tastes like semen.
They surprisingly were able to remove the semen flavor. That's why I'm going to choose this one. I can forget my past and
just like cum. And then you take a sip.
And it's just that like it drags like milk doesn't in just a way that.
That's a fun. Those Got Milk ads with the milk mustache. I think they put it was like cream cheese or something they put on their lips.
It was not actually stuff. Yeah. No, beer is supposed to be. I heard beer is like dish soap. Because whenever they pour a beer on camera, the head is perfect. Yeah, and you're like, come on, it's it's like Dawn dish soap or something like that.
I actually learned that too. You're not supposed how like they pour beer, and you don't want it to like foam up or whatever. Yeah. You're supposed to you're supposed to pour it so that it foams up,
or else that foam goes into your stomach and then comes out.
You're supposed to flatten it out a little bit.
I'm a cheap guy. Like when I see that, I'm like, I don't want any foam. I want all beer. Give me
all
the goddamn
at the top.
Yeah. Give me all beer. But you go to Germany and you see them pour it, and you're like, you're never gonna tell them they're wrong. Dude, and you're like, oh, that's.
They don't believe in air conditioning or ice in Europe. I was in Germany this year, and you have to ask specifically for ice, so they just don't put it in your drink.
Wow.
It's like, no, I want this cold. And I also want it's fucking September and it's still warm. Yeah. Can we turn the air conditioning on here? I was like, we don't have air conditioning. Like, how do you get through the summer?
Just like, dude, I always say it's not 2024 everywhere.
Yeah. And and this is what I'll say. I always get annoyed with conservatives who say climate change is a hoax. It's like, look, it's obviously real. Just say it's not on the top of your list of problems. But I could give a fuck about the climate of this world as long as I have air conditioning. If they said, all right, if we just got rid of air conditioning, the planet will be safe for all time, I'd be like, well, let's take our chances.
Roll the dice. Roll the dice.
My comfort. I'm not fucking giving that up.
I have dual climate zone in my car. I'll just let that shit run. I'll be on the phone parked for an hour. I don't care. What do I care? You know how many trees I ripped down?
Fuck
I don't
that,
give a
dude.
shit. So what? I'm cool. And my girl.
My body temperature is enjoyable.
And my girl's 10 degrees warmer. Like, this is, I don't care what.
There's a fucking rain cloud forming over your center console.
Do not care. I will plow a rainforest myself as long as that continues to be in my life. I don't. No problem.
I know. Fuck, man. Well, we don't have to worry about it now. Fucking Emperor Trump is back in the throne.
Yeah, let's burn it down. Whatever it was.
I mean, People are like stunned that he got more votes than like. Actually, this is a great stat. I heard this on listening to Sam Harris's podcast. Big fan of Sam Harris, and he excoriated the Democrats. He's like, you guys did this to yourselves.
Yeah.
And he goes, identity politics is dead. He's like,
please,
Trump made gains in every demographic except white people, where it was down 1%.
Yeah.
He's like, so the left should just get off that hobby horse. It is over.
And as soon as he got in, he put in Marco Rubio to the highest position a Hispanic has ever had in our government.
Is that right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
No shit.
Yeah.
They have it on no shit.
That is the highest, yeah.
Wow, okay.
And then he hired a woman to do some chick shit, doing, to
do whatever women do.
Whatever she does. I don't know, something not important, but we threw her in there.
She's got to be a secretary. That's what
she was a governor of like Wyoming. So I don't think she was, so busy as it was, but.
Dude, I'll tell you what, though. The one nomination that's is going to be a real treat is old Matt Gaetz.
That guy
I cannot wait. I hope they don't do recess appointments. I hope they have hearings because I want to see him talk shit to the Senate Judiciary Committee or whoever does do the screenings.
Yeah,
it's going to be great. I mean, this guy, they literally just crushed a report of him having sex with and doing drugs with a 17-year-old girl down in Florida, where I think it's legal. I don't know the age of consent in Florida because I'm not a creep.
Yeah, they are. It's lower than you think.
The South has got to be lower than it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure they just upped it in Mississippi to 15.
Yeah. It's lower than comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's an uncomfortably low number of the age of consent. But if it was down in Florida, I mean, the drugs part is a crime, but doing drugs is not a crime. Selling drugs is a crime.
Yeah, it was probably her drugs, in fairness, So, I mean, what's the no harm, no foul?
That's we were talking about getting into crime earlier. I want to be a drug dealer to politicians.
Ooh.
Think about how much power, because if you got the dirt on them, Matt Gaetz is a fucking blowhead and you're his supplier. Like, oh man, I got the attorney general in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like,
whoever had Biden's kid in their pocket for 4 years.
Oh, yeah. It was loving life.
Yeah.
It was loving life. They were hoping that laptop never came out. They were like, it was some DMs.
I mean, what did he make? Like $20 million over those 4 years, and he went bankrupt on cocaine and hookers?
Yeah. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I know. I mean, it's one of my favorite stories. It surfaces every once in a while. Somebody just sent it to me again. Like 8-9 years ago, some guy went down to Mexico. He was depressed, so he cashed in his 401k, went down to Mexico, spent 2 weeks doing cocaine and banging hookers, and decided he wanted to live. He's like, you know what? Life's not so bad.
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
Wait, well, how are we all aware of this story on some level?
Oh, I mean, well, social media helps.
It does.
But that's how these things,
Yeah.
When Trump says "I heard," it's a meme he saw.
Oh yeah.
People are saying it's a meme. Well, nobody's saying it. It's a meme you saw on Twitter, buddy.
Dude, the cats and dogs thing, that was that day. Because I saw it too, like once on Instagram. I didn't know he went with like one ad he saw one time or like one news thing. It was like, I'm going to do that in the debate tonight. Like he kind of winged it. He wasn't totally wrong. I knew what he meant, but I was like, I don't even think I would say that in public yet.
But that's the thing. That's the real magic of Donald Trump is that the rules don't apply to him. Like everyone else, they would be insanity to say something like that. With him, it's like, oh, it's just him talking. Like for what he just has a pass from everybody. I think not even better. Republicans defend him when he says crazy shit instead of just saying no comment. Yeah, they actually go to bat. Yeah. I'm like, buddy,
dude. After you
JD Vance tried to explain it the next day. What I think Trump was saying was, no, he said what he said.
Yeah, we heard him. Yeah. You know what I mean? We heard him. Yeah, we were there.
You don't have to interpret it. It's on video.
But then some Republican reporters did come back the next day, and they were like, there are reports of Haitians stealing geese from the park. Yeah. Which was like, no, it's totally legit. So ipso facto, if they're stealing geese, they're not scared of a dog, just to be clear.
Yeah. At least they're going geese, man. I'm surprised they didn't shoot those fucking pigeons. I feel like pigeons should be hunted for food.
Dude, I mean,
the homeless should start that's what homeless should be used for.
That's why you don't see them.
To hunt rats and pigeons to get rid of the vermin. So if you're all going to live out on the street, I mean, there's a meal. We should encourage them to go hunt, to do small game hunting or in and around our cities.
They could be like the spiders of our.
Like the house spider you don't kill to keep all the other bugs out.
Yeah, don't hit him with your shoe, honey. He could get rid of all the rats. We need him. You're like,
they're walking around with a little bow and arrow looking for fucking rats.
Hey, and unlike a spider, he'll never be in your shower.
Yeah, that's. Very highly unlikely. That's
the one place you'll never see them.
It's funny how often the internet is asked why homeless people don't hunt pigeons.
Oh, really? You Googled that?
It's pretty insulting.
What does it say?
Just like every single website. How often? Why aren't they eating pigeons? Why aren't they?
That's what I would do if I was homeless.
If the puzzling question as to why homeless people don't hunt.
Well, I think if they had the agility, they wouldn't be jobless. They'd be like, you know what? I actually have a skill.
That is skill,
yeah.
I mean, there's something wrong with them in the head because they decide to sleep like on the street here in LA, like like under the fucking 101 freeway,
right?
And it's like, bro, if you walked a half a mile. There's a hiking trail right on Fryman. You go, like, pitch your tent in the woods where there's nobody bothering you and it's quiet at night.
I will say, though, so I hike a little bit, and every time I hike, right on Fryman, right over here, there are furry shits every 30 feet.
No, dude.
Yeah, bro. So
a furry shit.
The coyotes be eaten out in those, they're
so they don't get harassed by the wildlife.
Furry turds everywhere, like whole fucking animals just in shit form, and you're like,
a mountain lion comes down, starts snatching up homeless.
Yeah.
Dude, that was actually an idea of mine. I was like, because
feed homeless to the mountain lions.
Yeah, well, I was like, we should
Prop 38.
I was listening. I think it was on a Rogan pod that was complaining about how they brought wolves back to Yellowstone to repopulate it, but the wolves have now spread and now they're in Colorado and they're causing problems and they're trying to kill the wolves. And I'm like, no, I think it's a good thing. Like, we're animals too, and there's the predator prey dynamic. If there were still like bears and wolves in California, they said the homeless problem wouldn't be what it is. The homeless problem solved, right? Everyone would be in shape because you'd have to run to go to someone's house.
People would be kinder to each other.
Exactly. Yeah, people would be a lot nicer. You'd really appreciate someone's company. It's like they braved the pack of wolves to get here.
Yeah.
Like, oh fuck, that's
Dude, I'll never forget. I'm being from New Hampshire. I didn't know anything about coyotes. I don't know. Maybe we do have
coyotes
them.
in
Yeah, well, I never ran into them. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't like living in the woods. I was from the woods, but I didn't live in them. But I remember one night, man, I got a street dog after a bar with this friend of mine. She got a brand new BMW. We're young in our 20s, but she's just so excited. She got a brand new 3 Series. So we eat the dogs. She goes, hey, I never litter. Just this one time, the wrapper's gonna smell so bad.
Yeah.
Just throw it out the window. You know what I mean? Just I was like, all right, fine, just once. Dude, it took seconds. 2 coyotes came down and they started circling the car, and I was getting out. I had to go to my car. I'm parked like 2 cars away, and I'm like, I'm not getting out of this goddamn car.
Yeah, she drove you to your car.
Dude, she's like, yeah, I gotta go. I'm like, you're not going anywhere. Like you brought these coyotes, but I'd never seen. They came out like mosquitoes, man. They were just circling the car.
Apparently, I was watching some PBS documentary on this. So coyotes and raccoons, obviously, whatchamacallit, the fact that, there was like deforestation and cities have grown, their populations went down, but they've since learned how to like coexist in like a
They've adapted like
area.
a virus.
And now there is like a fucking run, like an explosion of on the coyote population. They're in New York. They're in Central Park, and raccoons. Apparently, like Toronto, has like a litter of raccoons for every 4 square blocks.
There's a raccoon living out here.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
You sure it's not your dog?
Oh, no. We've had standoffs.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
An aggressive raccoon? You know what's fucked up about them? They got like little hands.
Yeah.
Like
little black gloves.
Yeah, but they have like a thumb. Like,
they should be doing more. They should be, you know what I mean? They have enough tools to be further than where they are.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they look like criminals.
Yeah, the Hamburglar mask.
Yeah, they look like the Hamburglar. You guys should. I'm not saying they should be reading, but I mean, you guys should be a little better off than where you are.
You would think you'd use tools.
Yeah,
of some
you
sort,
could
right?
fashion. Dude, crows do that.
I've learned that. Apparently,
what is up with
crows?
Like
apparently, like they're like behind like dolphins. They're only behind like humans, dolphins, and chimpanzees in terms of like intelligence.
They understand displacement of water.
They
can put rocks in water to raise the level, and something that they couldn't reach if it's buoyant.
Okay.
Yeah, they know more than what I'm trying to explain. They can do. A
crow could explain it better.
A crow could do it better than I can explain it, dude. That's wow.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about, but get a crow in here. He'll tell you.
All right, I'm still better than the raccoons. Yeah, I've done more with these thumbs, but
dude, I heard they hold vendettas. Crows hold vendettas.
Good for them.
They know if you've
wronged a crow,
harassed a crow. They remember your face, and they're like, shit on your property on purpose.
Yeah.
And they'll call other crows to come fuck with you too.
Posse.
Yeah.
What up,
It's
bitch?
called a group of crows is called a murder.
You're right.
Yeah, dude.
You're right.
That's got to be the coolest name for a group of something.
It is.
It's like, a pod or a pack, a murder of
all
crows.
black, stealthed out, black eyes. Here comes a stealth murder, a murder of
and I wonder how many crows it takes to consider it a murder. Must be 3.
I'm thinking
right?
the bird. What to? Oh! I thought you were saying how many does it take to kill a man? That's
no! It would take probably 20 of them to kill.
Depends.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's homeless. He hasn't caught a rat in a while.
Trying to catch the crows.
Oh, this one's easy. He's never caught a pigeon once. It'll only take 4 of us, and we'll,
Yeah, dude, they're fucking like. I think about that sometimes when I'm stoned because,
because you're stoned.
Because I'm stoned, and I'll be like, stoned going on a hike, and I'll see a hawk like flying around. I'm like, oh shit, dude, and it flies by, and you see like the talons, and I'm like, thank God that's only a 10-pound bird. If that bird was 100 pounds, no one would go outside.
No.
If a 100-pound hawk was out there, its fucking talons are, those things are scary, dude.
Dude, I've got a little dog. I have a 6-pound dog, 6.5. Okay, she's beefed up, but
she's got balls on her. Transitioning.
Yeah. It's like a 2 dogs in one kind of little training dog. No, so she's so little. I have to look out for birds. I have to keep an eye out. I never have her off the leash, and I'm paranoid. I'm a psycho, so I'm ready in my head to like leash one hand and then just bird ravage with the other. I'm ready.
Bird ravage.
I've tried to picture like if I get him by the wing, I might be able to avoid the talons.
Yeah.
Like, and I've told my girlfriend like, no, like what you got to do, honey, you can be ready to grab it and slam it. And she's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
she's
or
like,
run away.
I'm like, no, hon, you can't. We're not going to lose our dog to a bird. And like, it goes through your head. Yeah. You're like, really?
Yeah, dude. Speaking of fucking birds and coyotes, so I live in West Hollywood, and across the street from me, they've been renovating this house forever. It's a complete teardown.
Yeah.
But apparently, there's like a pack of coyotes living there.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, do you mean like
a pack of
illegal Mexicans, or do you mean like? Because I mean, we can just call them people, bro. I didn't know it was like.
I should have asked that question because the where the story was headed is that they snatched up and killed a local dog.
Oh no, man!
And I was like, well, if the Mexicans are hungry, right?
I mean,
like the Haitians, they got to eat.
If they're not going to catch a pigeon,
they're not willing to go pigeon hunting.
The Haitians,
grab a little dog.
Trump was the reason they found out that was an idea. They're like, we never thought about
exactly.
that.
They started killing the dogs after.
Yeah.
They went to the park and got those goose the day after he mentioned it. Like, fucking great idea.
Dude, geese are huge.
Yeah, I'm hungry. Let's fucking go down the park and snatch some of these geese up.
Oh, dude, anytime I've golfed, like at some point during the round, because, I mean, there's geese everywhere out there. You're walking through bird poop. And
they are a nuisance on golf courses.
You see the body on a goose.
They're fucking big, dude.
And you just picture the head off and the feet. I mean, it's just a giant egg. You're like, God, Dad, that would feed 2 families.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it fucking took down I mean, they take down airplanes. They get caught in the fucking, when they take, that's why they keep,
karma. If you die because of birds in a plane,
flew into the plane.
That's, you know what, dude?
Flew into the engine.
Final destination. You were not, that was your day. That was your day.
Yeah, unless Sully's flying it, then he lands safely on the river.
Yeah. Or, what about Denzel when he was the drunken black guy who flew upside down?
We were just talking about Denzel movies before you got here because I was watching some old Denzel movies.
Yeah.
That has got to be one of my favorite movies. Not only of his, of any act. I mean, it's just such a good movie. That movie,
I didn't
Flight,
see it. So did he really fly upside down?
Well, he didn't actually do it.
Oh.
He's an actor. He's acting.
Well, no, not Denzel.
He's not Tom Cruise and got fucking,
no.
And of course, it wouldn't let him fucking fly upside down in a jumbo jet.
No, but the guy he's playing, did that guy, he upturned the plane, he capsized the airplane?
I hope that's
I don't think this is a true story.
I thought that was based on a real, that's based on a real guy.
I hope so.
No, that's like Sully. Like, that's based on a real guy.
Oh, well, they have a movie about Sully.
Yeah, but
Sully,
the guy
landed,
Denzel played.
Yeah. Sully landed just flat on his belly in the water.
No, I saw
But
Sully.
in the movie, his engines die, and he goes into a steep dive, and he keeps somehow. I don't know the fucking physics of this.
Yeah.
But he turns the plane over and then pulls up so it can glide in. And he does like basically glides the plane upside down and the crash lands and one person dies. But he saved the lives of 100 and something. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
But he was also drunk and high during this. Like in the movie.
Okay.
And then he the union gets it all thrown out, like the blood test. But then he cops to it at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert. He admits to his alcoholism and his drug abuse. And I'm like, bro, you got out of it. and you saved everyone's life.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe get sober, not in prison. Avoid the jail sentence. You did a good thing.
Why do people tell the truth on themselves? Like, honestly, do you know how many times I hear of horrible things like I don't know, maybe sexual misconduct or something like that, and it's from like 96, and they're like, well, you know,
it was a different time. I've grown up. I've evolved.
Dude, my defense would be, show me the tape.
Yeah, exactly.
Show me the tape. Do you or do you not have tape? If you
and
do
also
not,
the apologizing.
I didn't do it.
Yeah.
If you have tape, then yes,
I did do this.
Press secretary apology.
Yeah, let me give you some context about why. But I've always said that nothing makes you look more guilty than apologizing.
Oh.
Do not ever apologize. If Donald Trump has taught us anything, is don't give an inch.
Deny.
Just lie. Make up more lies to cover up those lies. Live in a whole factless world. Fuck that.
Who doesn't? Don't we all? It's just some people are more serious about their bills and shit, you know? Like some people carry
Some people
guilt.
worry about paying taxes.
Ditch your guilt. Just move on. Just lie and deny.
Yeah.
Lie and deny. It's you'll
Life's
get further
easier
than you think.
Yeah, telling the truth isn't easy.
It's
Lying is easy.
It doesn't it just kind of like feel uncomfortable to say? Just if I'm gonna go tell the truth. Shut the fuck up. Oh God!
So do you want the truth or the lie about the movie?
Give me the lie.
You saw it, baby. You saw the lie.
Oh my God!
What's the truth of the movie?
Plane landed in the ocean and everyone died.
Oh really?
Yeah,
really?
This was just inspired by a plane crash.
Oh, so
where everybody died.
They changed the plot a little bit. Everybody lived.
What the hell?
There was some malfunctions, and the one of the co-pilots was trying to fly it and figure out how to save the plane and thinking of different maneuvers to do, but in the end, they just
crash into the ocean.
Yep, and everyone died. All 83 passengers and 5 crew members.
And the pilot.
No,
so what the fuck is this movie
No, he
about?
lived. Everyone else.
No, well, I'm trying to figure out why did they make this movie based on that? That has nothing
That's
to do.
every plane crash. Everyone dies. Yeah.
Yeah, come on. They could have been any plane crash would have been better than that. Like, are they just posthumously saying that? Yeah, the reason everyone died is because the captain was on drugs and drunk. Like,
they're just besmirching the dead captain.
Yeah, like just to run his family through. Hey, you know, it's been 8 years.
He's dead. Let's talk shit about him. Like,
let's ruin it. Just when all the neighbors forgot to hate the wife and kids. Let's make a movie about it. Let's just ruin him again. They must be about college application age.
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't we just go in and just trash him again?
Let's keep them in therapy for the rest of their life.
Oh my God.
Let's torment them with this.
That's horrible.
I know.
Denzel, you must have needed a check.
Apparently he's close to retiring. He was talking about I think he's going to do Black Panther 2 or some bullshit, and then he's going to call it quits.
He's looking different now.
But also, why would I believe? I mean, he's like 70-something years old. He's in his 70s now.
Yeah.
But why would he makes $40 million a movie. Why would you ever quit? How hard can it be?
Stop it.
Acting, I mean, listen, I haven't done it since fucking high school or whatever.
The amount of time it wastes of yours is
I
what
do
you
it
just
every
don't
day.
want to trade anymore. Once you're that rich, why would you want to spend
I guess that's true.
much
You
time?
can go the Sam Jackson route and just do commercials.
Yeah.
He makes gazillions of dollars on doing all those fucking commercials.
But you know, like, I don't know. It's such we'll say it's an easy profession, I would say, that, and especially by the time you've been doing it 40, 50 years, you must have it down so easily.
Yeah.
What else are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you just going to sit on the back porch of your $50 million mansion and just do nothing anymore? You're just going to fish that much?
or do anything but act?
Yeah, exactly. Get a fucking
I
hobby.
guess.
I mean, look, that's the thing. You shoot one movie a year. It's 2 fucking months, and you make $40 million. It's like I'll do one of those a year.
What? Who says no to that?
Right.
It's like insulting to your family.
And you could also go like the Vince Vaughn route, where you just like have all your friends on it, and like, oh, we're gonna shoot this one in the tropics. It's like what? So you get a paid fucking vacation.
Yeah.
And you got your daughters and sons working in it, so you get like 5 paychecks out of the production company.
We'll just bilk the producers.
Yeah. It's a Judd Apatow special. He just uses his whole fucking family.
Adam Sandler does it. Adam Sandler's always in there with the same guys.
Oh yeah.
Always.
Yeah, no, but Judd Apatow has his wife and his 2. The whole fucking house is on the movie set.
Wow.
They all get paid to be in his films. Yeah.
I mean, I would. Dude, you know what? I kind of did something like that when I was in college, which wasn't for long. I wasn't accepted. I stole my way in. And when they found out about me, I had to leave.
When I was living near a college, I wasn't enrolled. I was just hanging out.
So I really didn't get accepted to the University of New Hampshire, but I didn't want to be like old all of a sudden. You know, I just graduated. I want to be where the parties were and the girls. So I just hung out at school, pretended I went there, and I joined Pi Kappa Alpha.
That's great.
Yeah, till they found out I wasn't a student.
You literally like old schooled it.
Yeah. When I was 19, I old schooled it. But no, I was like, you know what? I want to do things that cost money that I don't have, but sound fun. So I was like, hey, how about skydiving? I found out there was a school closed circuit TV station, and anyone could have their own show. So I was like, hey, can I have an adventure show? And they're like, yeah, whatever the fuck you
like
want.
Public access TV?
Yeah, just for the UNH, campus. So I started calling skydiving companies. I'm like, hey, I run a TV show at UNH. I can get you in front of 15,000 students. Can I get a free dive? And for me and my crew and my guests. And 1 out of 3 said yes. Okay. So I showed up, dude. My cameraman was my roommate. My guests were my sister and her boyfriend, and I was the host. What
the fuck were your sister and boyfriend doing that?
Well, they were
part of the production crew.
No, they were
holding a mic. He's like, I'm audio,
dude. Well, they were the on-camera guests.
Oh, okay.
They were because they were supposed to show a couple how cheap it is and how easy it is to do something that you keep putting off. It was like, it takes 30 minutes to book. It's $200, blah blah blah. And here's a couple demonstrating. But meanwhile, it was just everyone I knew.
Free thing,
You guys want to go skydiving for free? We'll just bring a camera. And then, dude, they ate it up. And I was excited. I really want to make a show, but
how did it go? Jumping out of a plane? Did you live?
Dude,
did you make it?
I didn't realize how fucking fat I was until you watch your face just flap, man. I mean, you're hanging out of the plane. Dude, when it came time to go out, it was the weirdest thing because the plane, the doors open as you take off from a dirt runway. And you can see the ground is right there. It's like sitting in the back of a pickup. The ground is 6 feet away. And then it's fucking 10. And then it's 50. And then you're like, God damn, we're up there. It was 10,000 feet. We got up there. And by that point, you forgot that you just saw the land a minute ago. Now you're just in a plane. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, you got to go. And I'm like, no. No. I said no. They're like, yeah, everyone says no. Sure. And they go to push me. I had my hands out. And
was it tandem? So you were hooked up to the guy?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And man, you can see my face of fear just like fat flapping and just no, because there's a guy, you feel like not just a pussy because you don't want to jump out of the plane, but you see there's a guy whose job it is to wear a camera on his head, hold onto the plane with one hand like he's fucking Tom Cruise, and he's just flailing.
Impossible stuff.
Yeah, and his job is just to pretend like that's not weird and stay focused on you. And I'm like, what are you doing? Gone. But I never made the show because I was a bum. Dude, I didn't know what to do with the footage.
I thought about that after I graduated because you can literally go, like if you move, let's say you move down to fucking Raleigh and just live on Duke's campus, you can go into at least maybe now they have more security, the access cards or something.
Yeah.
But at Brown, dude, you can just live in Providence.
Yeah.
And just walk into University Hall, get like a course book, and say, and just go take those classes. No one checks. You can literally get a college education and never pay because you just walk right in. No one's going to ask you what you're doing there. Just sit down.
That's what
start taking notes, dude. And I was like, fuck, man, I should have done that. Thank God I got scholarships, but
yeah, and you went to Brown, get an Ivy League degree, like a professional
but
adult.
No one's ever asked me to produce my fucking diploma.
God damn it.
Every job I've ever gotten, I just put it on my resume, and that's. Okay, and they're like, and some people went, like, I used to go to Brown, interviewing, an alumni. Oh yeah, is Joe's Pub still there? Oh yeah, it's still on Thayer Street. So I know what's going on.
The answer is yes.
But no one ever said, I want to see your diploma. Or transcript.
Yeah.
Never once since I graduated has anybody asked me to prove that I went to Brown. So I'm like, what's to stop you from just fucking saying anything? Like,
I can't believe it took me this late in life to have graduated from Brown.
I just decided I just graduated from Brown.
I totally forgot that I spent 4 years of my life acing Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, killed it.
Magna cum laude.
I was on the debate team. Oh, man. That one teacher's daughter almost got me thrown out.
All right. Play a little football. No one checks Ivy League football. Who cares? Right?
Yeah. The mess hall. Whoever ate that.
Shit. Puke.
Anyway, when do I start?
Yeah, when do I start?
I got a car, right? Did I get a car with the show? I went to Brown, right?
You pull out a diploma. It's just a napkin that says Brown.
Yeah. I wrote it in brown crayon. The fuck's wrong with you, bro? If you believe me, then that's on you.
Yeah. Speaking of brown, what about Mike Tyson's brown ass last night?
Whoa. I thought you were gonna say the shit brown performance.
He looked good physically in the ring for 58 years old. But when you saw him in his jockstrap afterward and you saw his bare ass, he had an old man ass. Like a flabby old ass. I'm like, oh, Mike is 58 years old.
Dude, I actually noticed that in one of his training videos when he was sparring. I was like, oh, Mike's got a flat butt. I'm like,
you get that old man ass going.
And it made me realize, like, if Mike Tyson, who was just a mound of muscle for all of his prime, if he lost his entire ass, he's not even 60. I have no hope.
A black athlete that has no ass, 58-year-old, I have no chance.
Mike Tyson, he's only 5'8". Those guys are like compact, you know, like spark plug.
Oh, yeah. He was like 5'8", 220 pounds, I think is what he fought at.
And crazy. He lost his whole ass.
Dude. Yeah.
You know, no one stole it. He just gave it away. Yeah. You know, he just let go of his ass.
Yeah, exactly. No one stole anything from Mike Tyson.
No one stole it.
Even in prison, people in fear. Yeah.
Dude, not until last night.
Not
until last night.
People are going to go off on him now. Someone's going to test him in the next, 2 years. And they're going to make a huge mistake. Yeah. But someone for Instagram or something.
Yeah.
Someone's
going to pop off in the mouth.
Remember that kid on the plane who was like throwing a water bottle at him or something? That kid's like, damn, I didn't know I had a shot.
Yeah.
I didn't know I could have kicked Mike's ass. That video could have been so much cooler.
People used to joke, how much did you take to fight Mike Tyson? 20 million? No way. It's like,
a couple $100,000. Crazy.
Yeah.
You'd let him just arms at your side, just land one on your face. He'll fucking kill you. Still.
Dude,
he's still strong. Jake Paul's 27 and has been fighting professionally for 5 years.
Yeah.
So none of us have done any of that. None of us are 27 and been fighting for 5 years.
I'll put my hands up and eventually lose.
It didn't seem like you even needed to be all that. Yeah. It's like because he just God, I hate to say coward like that, but he was cowering, like he was all in defense the whole time.
I just thought it was kind of a boring fight, honestly.
Boring.
That's the thing about Mike Tyson fights in the past. People would get annoyed because he'd knock people out too quickly.
Yeah.
And he'd just drop a guy, lights out a guy. Last night it was like, it was like watching a fucking Floyd Mayweather fight, a lot of dancing around and
shit. He used to move
so
fast it was intimidating. You couldn't see it coming because he was just jittery, and that wasn't that. So there wasn't Scary Mike.
Yeah. But this is Jake Paul's superpower, which, by the way, I didn't know there was 2 Paul brothers until earlier this year.
I feel so much better to know. I
told my brother that. He's like, I just found out there's 2 of them from you. He's like, what the fuck?
That's 2 more than I even want to know about.
Right? But everyone wanted Mike Tyson to knock this guy's block off because he's so annoying.
Yes.
But
that's why we watched.
Everybody tuned in because they hate him, and then they got a shitty show. I've learned this from that fight last night. Never watch another Jake Paul production. I don't care if he fights Jesus himself. I'm not watching.
No.
It's going to be garbage. And he's going to win because he got the judges in his pocket because he promoted the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's on his payroll. So of course he's not going to lose.
He made $40 million on the front and he produced it. So whatever he gets on the back, that could be a $100 million night for him.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. I don't know how far production carries and, owning the rights, whatever, but...
He probably just got a standard rate, though, because that's how Netflix operates. They don't give you any back end.
They don't get... Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. And I really want it to be less than it
possibly be.
I
hope it makes less money than it makes. But that's the thing about the way the Netflix works. I remember when Dave Chappelle came back and they offered him the $20 million a special.
Yeah.
3 specials, $60 million. Like, oh, my God. No one's ever paid that much for a special.
60 for 3.
Yeah. And it's like, no one's ever paid that much.
Yeah.
Like, that's too much. He's getting over on them. And I'm like... trust me, because Netflix does not give anybody the ratings.
Yes, I know.
No, fucking only like Ted Sarandos knows them. Like Dave Chappelle, even he can't get his numbers. How many people watch it? We're not telling you.
Did you ever hear how they cracked the code?
How's that?
Nielsen, the guy who used to be the president.
Oh, yeah, I remember the Nielsen box. Yeah.
Yes. So the guy who was the president of there, I don't know. It had to have been voluntary, but he figured it out. Dude, it was nuts. This was some stealth shit. So... would have been around, I think I was moving out of New York, so it was like 16, right around there. And what he did was they downloaded the entire Netflix library of everything that was new. Whatever they had just come out with in production, that would be something to compete with. So if they have like a movie, a series about, color orange is the new black, and you're thinking maybe we should make a chick prison show, you want to know the ratings, they would listen in through people's phone. And they would listen if the phone detected the soundtrack, the audio from the script of that show on your phone.
So if I'm sitting watching this show, My phone is listening to the TV and it's saying, "Oh, this who's watching."
It says Orange is the New Black.
Wow.
And then it would listen to see how long you watched the episode, if you binged, how many episodes, how often you paused, and they fucking figured it out.
So he knows that I watch porn for about 14 hours a week.
He knows a lot about what you do, bro. He knows a lot.
He's like, the soundtrack, I know this movie. It's Cum Guzzlers 6.
Yeah, it's a really slow bass line that drags for a while. A little saxophone that's not really
That's
that good.
genius, though, man.
Yeah.
That's genius. Because I was saying, like, they pay him $20 million. Like, oh, that's crazy. And I'm like, if they agree to it, they're not paying him enough.
Yeah.
Corporations never overpay employees.
No.
They pay you just enough not to quit.
Yeah,
oh,
true, yeah.
No, he really got over on Netflix. They might have made $200 million from that deal, and they gave him fucking 10% instead of the 90% he should have gotten because he's the talent. You know.
The only thing though with Netflix, I think, and I've heard a little buzz, they might be like a Ponzi at this point. They might be a Ponzi because I saw something that they were spending. It sounds nuts, but this is a real number I heard: $17 billion a year.
Yeah.
On original content.
Sounds about right. Crazy.
How the fuck does $22 a month times X equal 17 billion?
How many users do they have? They probably have like fucking 100 million global.
They would have to.
That's what I'm saying. So they're making $2 billion a month to spend $1 billion a month. You know?
Yeah, you're right. Yes, 17, $1.5 billion a month.
Yeah.
But
so
I mean,
Netflix had around 282.7 million paid subscribers worldwide.
All right, so that is 200. Well, you said 282.
Yep.
So if that was $10, it's 2.2 billion.
Yeah.
And it's 20, so it's 4.5. That's 5 billion, 6 billion a month.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're in the
6
whole,
times 12, 72 billion to work with.
Yeah.
God damn, Randy. One of us went to Brown.
Big numbers. Big fucking numbers, man. Look at that. He did. That might be the best math done on this podcast yet.
I meant you.
Well, you just did the math pretty quick. They're like, oh no.
Yeah, I mean,
well, that's the beauty of subscription models. It's death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
Like we all pay more for television now than when we paid for cable. I was paying like $180 a month.
Yeah.
When I saw cable, it was probably 5 years ago when I left.
When life
Boston.
was good.
Yeah, life was good. And I had all the channels.
Yeah.
And fucking the red zone, all the shit.
Yeah.
Right? Then I was like, oh, I cut the cord. But then I got Netflix, and I had Netflix, and it was $9.99 a month. Now they upped it to whatever, $19.99 a month.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you get fucking YouTube TV, and you get fucking Disney Plus, and
commercial free,
and Hulu. Now, they charge you extra to get commercial.
That's
free,
what I'm saying.
Which
That's
is
what I'm saying.
Fucked up. I was a member of Prime, and I was getting it was free. You know.
Yeah.
It was. I was a Prime member.
Respectable, mutually respectable relationship.
And then all of a sudden, I started getting commercials. Like, oh, if you want commercial free, you have to upgrade to this. I'm like, wait a minute, I had commercial free. You fucking changed my plan on me, like,
dude. Do you know what I think the ultimate insult is? The ultimate insult, though, has got to be when you go to stream a movie, rent a movie from Prime, and they're like, yeah, $3.99 HD. Okay, sure. Wait, what's that other option? $2.99 SD. You're like, that movie came out 4 years ago.
Yeah, dude.
Wait, it wasn't even shot in low standard. You're telling me you're going to ruin the movie just to spite
me?
me?
$1 less will make it fuzzy to fuck with you.
That's just purely to fuck with me. That's like if I went to a restaurant and I'm like, burgers are $22. They're like, we can do it for 16.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'll wipe my ass with a bun for 16.
Because the waiter will, he'll throw in $5 just to watch you eat it.
For $1 less, we'll go through an extra step to make it shittier for you.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the scrambles from the old porn back in the day. It's like a town.
Well, why bother? Like, if it's shot in high definition, why would you bother putting it in standard definition?
That's horrible. Yeah. It's because some people are too cheap. Honey, I'm not spending $3.99. Forget it. Oh, well, there's the shitty version for $3. All right.
Sometimes, dude, you'll see, like, it'll be like, oh, rent for $2.99. And then buy now for $5.99. I'm like, wait, I could rent it for 24 hours or own it forever for an extra $2. I'm buying it.
Think about.
But now I own them. Now I own fucking that stupid movie with Denzel and Eva Mendes. What's the name of that movie? He played a cop in like Key West.
Oh yeah,
it's like from the late '90s.
I just saw him play a cop in a movie recently with this guy. Dude, this guy. Who's it? He played Freddie Mercury.
Oh yeah.
Out of Time.
Yeah, Out of Time. That's the name of the movie.
Yes.
Ramsey.
The other guy.
Rami Malek.
He's a strange looking dude.
Very, very.
Right?
Yeah.
Have you ever
He looks like death. He looks a little AIDS'd out, which is good for Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, but that was his one trick. You know? Why the fuck is AIDS Freddy still playing other movies?
He looks like a worse Pete Davidson.
Yeah, dude. Like, as if Pete
Davidson
look
looks terrible. I mean, he looks awful looking guy.
Butthole
And not
eyes.
funny. I'll say that shit. Fuck him. He's not funny.
He's not funny. He's not. He's.
Yeah. You know how you know you're not funny? You're on SNL. That show hasn't been funny in a decade.
Man, that's generous.
Yeah.
That's generous.
I wouldn't do that show if they offered it to me.
I would do it right now.
I would
take my Brown degree. And as soon as they fired me, I was like, "Those bitches!
Yeah.
You should." That was the only one funny.
Yeah. I fell out with it because one like when they hired and then fired Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
I was like, this place is a joke.
That was it was done. Not even the crest.
Because he said comments about Asians years ago on a podcast and they fired him. But that year was the first year they had an Asian cast member. So the real racist is Lorne Michaels, who for 40 years didn't have a single Asian person on that fucking show.
But
they fired Shane Gillis for mentioning Asian people. It's like, Lorne Michaels should be fired because he clearly was a bigot. He never had any Asian people.
And the only reason
they make one out of 5 people on Earth is fucking Asian, and none of the cast that was Asian.
Dude, wait, so you're saying, to be clear, the only reason Lorne Michaels hired an Asian is because Shane Gillis put him on the spot.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much.
Why? It was the ultimate DEI hire. It was DEI or DIE for the show. And he was like, you know what? I'll just take the age.
Plus, that also turned out to be, I mean, I knew it at the time, that turned out to be the biggest boon for Shane's career. I mean, he went fucking viral on YouTube after that.
Yeah.
And now he's doing an arena tour this year. So
he's explosive.
The best thing that ever happened was getting fired from that.
Well, a lot of people are out, a lot of comedians are trying to say they have like a disability now, and a lot of them are faking it and they're going on. Shane Gillis is clearly autistic. But he's amazing. You think he's
autistic? He seems pretty normal to me.
No, sorry. That's soft. He looks like he has Downs.
He definitely looks Downs.
He looks like he has Downs.
He's got a dusting.
But he's like power Downs. He's like super Downs. Like, I don't know where the fuck. He's one of the funniest comics on the planet.
Really funny.
But it's under this like Halloween costume of Downsy, and then and then he just comes out with these like Socrates, you know what I mean? Like he really is.
He's like a history buff, bit of a history buff.
He kills it.
Oh man!
But you wouldn't expect it. You'd expect
Gillis.
A tether.
Yeah, I just never liked this. I was an In Living Color Chappelle shows. Those are my sketch shows.
In Living Color.
In Living Color was way better than SNL.
Fire Marshal
Mad TV,
Bill.
that kind of sucked.
Yeah, it did. It did. I never
got into that. But In Living Color was the shit.
In Living Color was like, dude, we were kids when that came out.
Oh yeah.
And you knew you were learning what adults think about. When as you're a kid laying on the living room floor watching it, you're like, this is pretty educational. I'm gonna be older.
Yeah.
By the time this episode's done,
Homie the Clown and Fire Marshal Bill.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh,
punch, stab, kill.
Yeah, who are the two the two gay critics?
Oh yeah, Antoine. Antoine Merriweather.
Yeah, exactly. When just pretending to be gay was comedy.
Awesome. Gay and black.
Yeah, exactly.
Blacks still don't like gay.
Oh no.
They don't go for that.
You know where woke goes to die? The black community. they don't yeah. You never see a guy, black guys do not joke about gay, like
they don't do it.
You're like breaking your balls, like, wow, what are you sucking to me? Son, that ain't funny.
Yeah. Playtime's over, son.
Yeah, exactly. Calm down, dude. Like,
you can say I'm not good at basketball. You can say I got a short dick for a black guy, but
I'm not gay, even in jail.
Yeah. Did you ever hear, speaking of gay, black in jail,
Don Lemon.
Dude, who was the, there was a rapper. God, why is his name slipping me? There was
Meek Mill?
No. Dude, the fucking, I'm not going to sing the song.
Diddy?
No, dude.
Gay, black in jail.
I'm totally blowing it. Who's the guy? He's like small and like kind of skinny, like a big smiley face. Like
Little John? Small.
I fucking it's gonna come.
White guys and rappers. On the
he was big in like the late 90s. And so there's rumors that he was like banging his cellmate, like dated.
Whoa.
Like dated his cellmate, and they had a thing. Like not like Omarion. Like what the fuck?
There's a good question for you. If you had a life sentence, would you go gay in jail?
No.
Because people like they go gay in jail because they can't get actual women, and I'm like, yeah, I'd rather beat off than fuck a man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
I've beat off to reconsider fucking chicks.
Oh
and
yeah,
it works. Like I'll go in the bathroom and just rub one out and be like,
yeah, I don't want to drive down.
I'm gonna go home tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I don't want to go down to Venice. That's a long drive to go see her. I'll just beat off and go to bed.
I did it at a chick's house. I was so upset with myself for hooking up with this chick.
Wait,
she was a fuck buddy.
Let's say, so some girl you were hooking up with, you went to her house and beat off in her house instead of having sex with her?
Dude, because I had hit it a few times, and every time I'm like, God, I got to stop fucking this chick. I'm so tired. This isn't good for me. I should be pushing myself to be doing better. And so one day, you know, when we were about to hook up, I was like, I use the bathroom, and I just fucking... You know what? I can leave. I leave, and I left.
And you came out and said what?
That post-nut clarity.
I was like, yeah, I got this thing. I got
this thing. Oh, I forgot I got a thing. I got to go.
And that was toward the end. I'm not going to say I never hit it again.
Oh,
but it did work. It gave me the post-nut clarity, and I was like...
This is, I need to unwind the situation
She was right in the other room. Like, she had a studio apartment. Her bed was right there. She wasn't a bad-looking girl. There was, like... I just didn't like that I fucked her. It bothered me. I was like, what it was, and I still remember, it was so bad. After one of the first times we hooked up, she wanted to go eat. So we go to, what is it, like P.O. or something? There's some like Chinese restaurant that she wanted to go to. And she made some comment about like dating. And I was like, yeah, right? No way.
Oh, like dating you?
Yeah. And I was like, and I made some face that she was like, God, you didn't have to make that face. And I'm like, that came out too easily. I should stop wasting this girl's time. I was like...
I've said some foul shit to women.
I didn't even mean to. I didn't even mean to make the face.
One woman I was dating, it's got to be back in like 2013 or 2014. It's a while ago now.
Yeah, it was last week, but for safety purposes.
No, this girl's, I mean, she's like married with kids now and shit. Yep. No, great gal. I'm drawing a blank on her name at this moment. But
yeah,
I was in Boston, and so I was single, and I was seeing multiple chicks at the same time, just doing single guy stuff, not committed to anything, just casual dating. And she was, so I'd fly to New York on Monday and then fly back Thursday afternoon.
Yeah.
Because I'd worked on like a consulting job, and then I would.
That's pretty badass.
Spend the weekend up here.
You could afford to fly.
She was
to commute.
Yeah, she was my Thursday gal. Okay. So like whenever I flew back, I was like, oh hey, I'll be back at 6:30. Meet at my place, and we'll go grab dinner or whatever and hang out. And I was talking with her, and one time I told her, I was like, I've never dated a woman smarter than me, but you're definitely the smartest woman I've ever dated. She was a chemist. We got actually like a PhD in chemistry. Like she worked for like Pfizer or whatever.
Yeah.
She goes, Randy, that's probably the most insulting thing a man's ever said to me, but coming from you, it's actually a compliment. I said, I've never dated a woman smarter than me, but you're the smartest woman I've ever dated.
She did clarify.
She laughed. I was like, oh shit, that came out wrong. And I'm like, but I meant that. Like I was like, like I don't think any woman I've ever dated was like.
With herself included, present company included.
Yeah, dude. Not that. Listen, not that all women are dumb. I just, the women I dated were dumb for dating me.
Yeah. Well,
but I meant it as a compliment, and it came out wrong. But she took it well.
Sure did.
I don't even get I don't even get the insult. I get why she's insulted, but it's not valid. You're saying that she might be as smart as you. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
Definitely not smarter. No fucking way smarter.
No, not smarter. But
no, I mean, I am still a man.
Yeah, and
a brain the third the size of a man.
She doesn't. She doesn't. Like a bird.
A quarter of the month. Jesus.
A quarter of the month,
which always offsets the
That's
IQ.
Crazy when you put it like that. If they're bleeding 25% of the month, that means 25% of the year women are bleeding.
25% of their life.
Yeah. Well, not that after menopause.
Oh yeah. When they're.
The golden years, when you can fucking fire inside and never have to worry about getting her pregnant again.
Dude.
That's why they call them the golden years, because you can fuck without a condom.
That's got to be rough. Like, guys, we never really accept, and women even say guys look good into their older years. Like, we kind of we can do it right, maybe.
There's a crossing line, and it's somewhere around 30, 35, where women, it just doesn't get any better. And men, especially if you're holding on to your hair, which we both are, thankfully.
Yeah.
It'll, if you keep your stomach as wide or your shoulders have to be wider than your stomach. So that's just that ratio and a head of hair into your 40s, 50s, 60s, you'll be all right.
Yeah, if there's any sort of a hypotenuse between your chin, your neck, and your clavicle, any at all, then you should be good. As long as it's a straight line, just right down.
Oh yeah, the Mitch McConnell, that's a terrible look.
When it's just a bag.
Yeah, it's a terrible look.
Fucking bag, dude.
Terrible look.
There's not even like a hint of an indent anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
You can get rid of that.
It shouldn't be flat from your chin to your chest.
No,
there should be some sort of curvature.
Dude, I told Chelsea I wanted to invent what I was calling the necklace. It's but it's not necklace, it's necklace. Like, where what it is some sort of a jewelry that actually pulls the neck and has like a shadow around it a little bit, so it kind of actually.
Oh, it's sort of like
it could create the sense of a neck.
It's like what do they call women wear those Skims? It's like Skims for your neck.
Yeah, dude. I think it could work because years ago.
Or Spanx. I think it's Spanx.
Spanx, yeah.
Spanx for your neck.
For your neck.
Yeah.
Because I invented something that I thought of it as a skit, as a joke, and then I was like, that could work. And I looked it up, and people had already done it. So what it was, it's a non-surgical facelift. I wanted to take like roach clips, right? And with just a short elastic, and you put them in your hair, and then you pull it around the back of your head.
Like to fucking yank your back?
Yeah, so a chick, because chicks have been, they have a lot of hair, so they could just weave them in there and just pull their shit back for the night. Imagine she takes off her water bra, she takes off her girdle, and then she lets her face down.
She unhooks her face, and her face hits the floor. It's like, your face and tits are longer than I thought they were.
Hey, John Kerry, why the long face?
Yeah, right?
What the fuck is that? Who are you?
She lets her hair down and then her face down.
Yeah, her face comes off. Like, what the fuck? But I looked it up. I just thought it'd be a funny skit. People are making money on that.
Oh, dude.
Like, God damn it.
You want to hear something crazy? I was talking about
always.
this. This was probably a couple of years ago now. I'm like, I don't remember this. So there's a whole community of guys out there who are annoyed they got a circumcision. They want to they feel like they've been cheated.
They lost an inch?
Oh, well, yeah. Like, oh, it's child mutilation, and it wasn't my choice. I was a kid. Yeah. So now they're so upset about not having a foreskin. There's actually companies out there that have weights and pulley systems, so you can attach it to the tip of your cock and try and draw forward a new foreskin to stretch the remaining skin on your dick to get a foreskin.
This is real. This is real
life. So there's foreskin weights out there, and a community of guys who are wearing these things to try and regrow their foreskin. Could you imagine?
Those guys should have to wear.
Wait, honey, I can't hook up. Let me take off my cock weights, my foreskin weights before we have sex.
I thought you were going to say it was going to be like an add-on foreskin, like a synthetic foreskin that you could kind of like
rubber band you toss on there.
Yeah. The same way chicks have like clip-on hair. You know, you could
like a yarmulke for your dick.
Just an extra little hood.
Yeah, little hood.
A little winter package. You know.
How come they don't make those knit a little cock hat? Like a little a scully for your cock.
Just a little knit one.
Yeah,
it doesn't take long.
You warm it up.
Yeah, a nice little hoodie. I could see
ball
it,
caps,
dude. For guys who are, I don't know. Like I heard about that when there was a big movement of it's child mutilation and shit, and I was like.
It is weird. No, make no
I'll
mistake.
Listen to anything.
It is weird. It is weird that we're the only Western country. Jews do it because it's part of the religion.
Yeah.
But we're the only Westernized country that you have to tell the doctor not to remove your child's. They will automatically remove it unless you tell them not to. It's like a standard policy here, and it's not religious based. It's just like a cultural thing. And look, I'm circumcised. I don't care either way.
You're uncircumcised.
No, I'm circumcised.
Oh, but thank God, I was about to get the fuck out of here. Jesus Christ!
What's it taste like? No.
Barbarians. Extra salty. It really retains it. It holds it in.
But make no mistake, it is weird that we do it and don't the child is just left out of it. It's like your appendix isn't necessary, but we don't remove that until it's a problem.
Until it's a problem.
You know what I'm saying? So it is weird that we just go ahead and do that.
Is it just a gesture to women? Are we like, hey, listen, we don't want to wait till you ask?
That's the other thing too. You know how fucked up it is. Women are like, I think it's gross if it's uncircumcised. It's like, first of all, I was an infant. Second of all, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Third of all, fuck you and your dirty pussy. I had no choice in this. You know what I'm saying? You're like, why aren't you circumcised? Like, my parents did all this, or why are you circumcised? My parents, I had no choice.
I had no choice.
Yeah,
it's how I can.
Yeah, it's very bigoted. Yeah, women are bigoted against uncircumcised cocks, and it's got to come to an end.
And by the time you're hard, it's not even an issue for them. It's not like they're looking at it with the extra hood.
Yeah,
right.
That's
I mean,
true.
they're not be playing with it. It
would actually be weird if you're hard on and the skin doesn't roll back. That'd be weird.
Like a fucking claustrophobic.
Yeah. It's like, why is all of your dick hard but the helmet's not out?
Yeah, it's just eventually it just pops out like a Jack in the Box. That's I can do this trick if I get it real dry. It just come at you real quick. Guys would start having a name for that, like the Cleveland Steamer and all that shit.
Oh yeah,
I got to do the
Urban
bubblegum
Dictionary is
pop.
going to come up with about 40 synonyms for whatever that is.
Yeah. Pop goes the weasel.
All right, dude, we're about an hour. You want to get to a little news here?
Let's do it.
I know we touched on some current events topics, but
touching on a lot of things.
Touching on foreskins, knitted cock hats, whatever works.
Just touch it.
Just touch it. Oh, speaking of Mike Tyson, this is actually really insane.
Really insane?
I mean, he's obviously...
Take us to a new level, Randy.
Listen to this. So during a recent interview, Mike Tyson got transparent with the interviewer, Rosie Perez, detailing important moments of his life from death to his experience with the religious practice of shamanism. In the interview, Mike Tyson stated, "We only make it out on the day of our death. There's no way. There's no other way out. So all my friends are dead. They OD'd. They had AIDS. Me and my friend both had sex with a girl at the same time, and they both died of AIDS, and I didn't catch AIDS. Raw, too." So he and his buddy fucked the same girl who had AIDS.
Yeah.
His buddy caught AIDS, and the two of them died, and he somehow lived.
All right, you know what, though? Here's a wild stat. A guy can't get AIDS from a girl.
Yeah, I heard it's way harder.
It's like 99.9% not likely to happen.
It's the microtears. That's why homosexual sex.
Yes, because they receive.
Well, but there's also a lot more blood vessels in your rectum than in a vagina.
Yeah,
so.
But you bleed out and you would absorb through the. That's why you could take a pill in the ass. You could take aspirin if you had to.
Yeah, that's how I do. That's how I do my drugs, right up the butt. Boofing.
That's how I take my aspirin.
Boofing. That's how the kids call it.
Boofing.
Boofing. Yeah, that's back in the day. I learned this from fucking kids that went to prep school. They would take Molly,
in the butt.
They would crack it open, put it into a little bit of tissue paper, like toilet paper.
Oh, good Lord!
Put some Vaseline on that, and then shove it up their ass, and it would get you get super high. And I'm like, or you can just take it, just orally,
swallow it.
Yeah, and if you need, just take more if you want to get more high. Like, don't
buy 2 pills.
Yeah, I love smoking weed. I don't shove weed cookies up my ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll just smoke more weed. Like,
and I think kids were shoving weed up their ass before. It was like
crazy.
They were almost like a tea bag kind of thing.
I just love the idea of like dipping a tea bag in someone's asshole till they get high.
Yeah. Are we steeped yet? Almost. Chadwick.
They're laying down. They have their hands spread in their ass cheeks. You're just in there.
Dude, no. Kids were taking tampons. Remember this? They were soaking it in vodka and then shoving the tampon up their ass, and they were wigging out, like losing their hospital.
Like, you get drunk drinking it. Like, why would you need to do that? Right? Like, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Doing butt chugs, I've seen that.
How boring of a conversation must you and your friends be that you're like, you know what? Vodka's not enough to make for a fun time.
Drinking it's not good. Let's shove it up our ass.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong?
Yeah, you want to give me a hand with this?
Also, who are your friends that are like, oh, yeah, I'll help you?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I can cite you up.
If we were hanging out having a beer, you're like, hey, man, I want to get really wrecked tonight. You mind putting this beer bottle up my ass so I can drink it that way? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, no, we're no longer friends, Paul.
I'm going to go drink down my mouth with other people.
So fucking bizarre.
Oh, by the way, too, I don't know if it just came out. Did you see the other interview with Mike Tyson where he was being interviewed by a schoolgirl? She was probably 9 years old. Did you see that?
Dude, it is so funny. He starts cursing and shit.
Through the dregs of life, dude.
I love
she
it.
went from
He's
9 years old to 30.
Legacy? I was like, I don't give a shit about my legacy.
He's like, you're just going to die.
We're all going to die. It doesn't matter.
Don't you know that's how it works? She's
dark.
like, I still like Rainbow Bright. Like, what are you talking about?
Trying to have a good time here. What the fuck's your problem?
I was going to meet a celebrity and get an autograph.
Have a fun little moment. It's literally a 9-year-old girl interviewing him, and it just goes off the fucking rails.
Nihilism in real life just dropped on her. Don't even try, little girl.
Don't even try.
Just
Life ain't worth living. He's like, I'm 9, dude. It seems pretty good right now.
He's like, I'm the most famous person you're ever going to meet, and I think life was useless. And she's like, oh, okay.
Here's a good one, dude. And this, there's a lot of talks of this now because, fucking alternative meats. A recent study conducted by researchers at the University of Dashang in Cameroon tested the effects of ground grasshoppers on rats' health compared to those that fed herring fish meal and a diet lacking any animal protein.
Okay.
These rats showed doubled libido, better sleep, enhanced body weight, and fur quality.
God damn it. Are you serious?
So they think that grasshopper protein is actually extremely healthy for mammals. So would you guys eat grasshoppers if it were a thing?
If it really did all that shit you just said, of course. Like, I hope I would take it right now. Yeah, I would soak a tampon and
shove a grasshopper up your ass.
Up my ass. I would leave it there. I'd ask you to put it in. What the fuck? I put yours in because I know you're going to want it too. What, it's the elixir of life?
All right.
Are you fucking kidding me? Juan Ponce de Leon looked for the fountain of youth. He had no idea. He was stepping on it the whole way to Florida.
Dude, in Thailand, I ate insects like the roadside, the street meat vendors.
Yeah.
They have grilled, beetles and shit like that.
Yeah.
Scorpions.
Sure.
And, I was there with my friends and they're like, oh, dare you eat that? He goes, yeah, of course.
dare you to eat something that a family of 5 are eating for fun.
Exactly. So I ate them. Not bad.
Okay.
Not bad. The scorpion tasted like kind of like a stale potato chip.
Okay.
And they don't take the stinger off. You just eat it. But they're like, oh yeah, like my mouth is like a little,
cook the venom
a little numb. Yeah.
Really?
It's not deadly. I mean, they cook it out.
I like gummies with a little blow anyway. So
Yeah.
that's kind of
it's kind of like
a twofer.
But the only thing I didn't eat was that giant, like those Madagascar hissing cockroaches. They had those on a skewer. I'm like, I can't do cockroaches. That's a little too.
Oh wait, I'm still thinking scorpion, a hissing cockroach.
Yeah, they had like a bevy of different char grilled fucking insects.
I didn't know that existed. You just ruined
They're fucking
part
huge.
of my
They're disgusting.
life.
They're disgusting, but not bad. But I think about it like I don't even know what is in Beyond Meat. At least I know what a grasshopper is.
Yeah.
I feel like I would eat grasshoppers before I'd eat Beyond Burgers.
There's one thing we do know is in Beyond Burgers.
What's that?
Did you ever hear the stat? It's like 19,000 times the estrogen that would be in any other thing and anything else that I think what you should have.
No wonder vegans are pussies.
19. No, for real.
You know
like 19,000 times the RDA of estrogen that anybody should have, man or woman. Jesus. So yeah, soy boy is real.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's also weird that they make it look like meat. I'm like, just make it like. If you're going to be vegan, don't have meat substitutes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like sometimes I like a black bean burger, like a black bean patty.
Sure.
I don't want it because it tastes like a hamburger. I want it because it tastes like a fucking black bean
Black
burger.
bean, dude.
Like, just eat other food. Don't like, oh, this is just like meat. But the point is not to eat the meat. So then don't fucking eat it.
Imagine if cannibals were like that. Like, listen, we used to eat people and no one wanted to be friends with us. We don't do that shit anymore. Yeah. But would you like a hamburger? It's made out of beef, but it looks like a fucking leg.
I've said that before. I said I would try human meat if it were legal. I'd eat human.
Would you try it?
I'd take a bite. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's like, taboo, but I mean, listen, man.
What is?
Yeah, exactly. If it was a survival situation, I would, like those guys in Alive, the rugby team that crashed in the Andes in the 70s.
Yeah.
They waited like a month before they started eating the dead.
Yeah.
I'd be 2 days in.
Dude, I know. Yeah.
I'd start eyeing people alive.
I'd get pretty hungry.
That motherfucker's going to taste good. I can't wait till he dies, so I'd eat him. Like,
I would, if
I would not wait to starve.
Called,
I would not wait to starve.
I'm not going to try it tonight, like at a restaurant, but like, I actually saw this video of a guy, he was trapped in the Amazon, and all he had was his little dog with him. And he went as long as he could. You want to talk about fucking never eat your dog. Because he finally caved in and he ate his dog.
But then there's no meat on it. It's just a scrawny little dead thing.
Worse. It had been so long since he'd eaten anything, he puked it back up.
He dishonored his dog by vomiting it back.
Yeah, there was no reason to kill it.
The dog gave his life and he didn't even hold down the meal.
Not even the respect to hold it down.
Oh my God, dude.
And think about it. That means that the dog was fine until then. Like if the dog can live, how come
what was
you
the
can't?
dog eating? Why weren't you eating what the dog was eating?
You moron. You don't deserve a dog. Oh.
Here's a weird one. Little scientific new scientific evidence says scientists find evidence of negative time during experiments with photons.
Oh, thank God.
A team of quantum physicists from the University of Toronto discovered surprising evidence of negative time during experiment with photons. The researchers observed that photons, the basic particles of light, seem to exit a material before entering it, defying conventional understanding of time. So I guess if there's negative time, theoretically, you could go back in time.
I mean, that's the soundtrack to Back to the Future.
Yeah.
The Huey Lewis, Back in Time. Like, that's...
What era would you go to if you could go to any era?
Oh, if we could... Anything post-toilet paper. 1852. I've thought about this. I couldn't do it. Yeah. I don't think I could break the toilet paper revolution.
Running water is important.
Running water. Hot water. At least running.
Yeah.
But yeah, indoor plumbing, so 1920.
I wouldn't go that far. I'd go to the 80s.
Yeah.
80s was a good time.
It was a good time.
Pre-AIDS, fucking the drugs were clean and pure, brand new.
Dude, I think society peaked in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, my dream would be to be 25 years old in 1985. I wish, that'd be the sweet spot.
I grew up with like 3 aunts who were all like getting out of like high school and college in the 80s when I was a little kid. They were crushing it.
Yeah.
They were having so much fun. They were all good-looking women.
No one had a computer in their office.
No.
Like, what were people doing at work? If you didn't have a computer, how the fuck did you have an office job?
Dude,
what did you do in the office? Just sit around and smoke cigarettes in the break room?
Yeah.
Like, what was work? Like
nothing.
Can you imagine showing to any job now that doesn't require you to like use your hands, like an actual office job, and there's no computer? Like, what are you filing? Filing what?
Nothing. Yeah.
What are you filing?
Mimeographs. Is that what it was?
Yeah, they have the microfiche looking at the old
microfiche.
Remember that shit?
Yeah. Like Batman did that. The first, like the Michael Keaton Batman. Yeah. Remember he was doing that. See what happened to his family.
He's still the best Batman to me. Fuck
by
Christian Bale.
By far. Yeah. I mean, Christian Bale's cool, but yeah, you're right. He's not Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
And no one thought Michael Keaton was gonna be shit. Did you ever see the clips of people like saying they're like, yeah, Batman?
Oh,
like they were talking shit about him.
Michael Keaton started out as a stand-up comedian. And they got into acting.
And
There's like you go to YouTube, you find clips of him.
Was he funny?
Yeah, pretty funny. Not bad. I mean, you want to not like him, but that's actually funny.
Yeah, I don't dislike the guy. I mean,
I love Michael Keaton. He's a great actor.
Yeah. Plus, he did Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, another great one. I mean, there's a guy whose career is very good, and like for whatever reason, it's like unsung. It's like under the radar. I feel like him, John Goodman.
Yep.
John Goodman is a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
The Big Lebowski. He was in that movie Flight that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. He did something where he had people
Roseanne,
trapped under his house.
Yeah, he had TV.
Yeah.
Fucking
Roseanne,
film,
he killed it.
TV and film, and people just like forget about him. Like, dude, he's one of the better actors, and he's been doing it for like 50 fucking years. I mean, he's been on TV. Fucking Roseanne started like 85.
Yeah,
87.
no, he's got 40 years under his belt.
Yeah.
I think people think though that like it's like if a guy's real fat and funny, it's because he's fat, and he's so fat that you must assume all the funny came from it.
Oh yeah,
he's so big,
but he's played serious roles and done well.
No, he is. You're right. He's unsung. He's up there. Like who else is like who's like I don't know. Like for some reason Scott Baio came to mind. He's not very good. No. I don't think he should have a career. But people who
it'd be
like
nice to be a character actor, to be like
Batman.
No,
I mean, sorry,
Dr. Doback, Richard Jenkins. Is that his name? Jenkins. Yeah, Richard Jenkins.
Who's this?
You've seen Step Brothers? The dad.
Yeah.
The dad.
Oh, okay.
He's in a ton of movies. He won an Oscar.
Yeah.
His name is Richard Jenkins, and actually I know his son,
dude,
which is sick. And he was like, he's been acting. He's like, he's never been the leading man in a movie. Yeah. But he's in a trillion movies and makes like a nice career. He's like, oh, that guy. Like when you see like in the movie, that guy again. Like,
I met a girl years ago when I was dating in LA and a single man. I met a girl who her dad was, God damn it, I'm trying to remember. He was in Happy Gilmore, and he was either the, hey, do you want to go to Red Lobster shooter? I don't remember if it was either him. I think it was him.
Yeah.
Or actually, I'm sorry, that was her dad.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if she was talking about him or Shooter, but she said one of them had a business card that on the front just said that guy from. Because he knew you weren't going to know his name. His name didn't matter. And then on the backside, it had all the movies that he was that guy from.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's really smart.
And then you're like, oh, you know what? I want you to also be the, co-star in my, because I mean, some of these guys, both of those guys from Happy Gilmore, they were in a million things.
Well, that's
you don't
the
know
thing.
their names.
Those guys, like, they may have a good career and have a level of fame that's tolerable.
Yeah.
That's, I think, the important part. Like, Johnny Depp can't leave his fucking house.
No.
Right?
John Turturro can.
That's what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying? Like Michael Rappaport can go to the movies and can go down to fucking Ralph's and no one will bother them. Oh, hey, that's the
social
guy
media brought him back to life, though.
Oh, yeah. But he was that guy from that thing until social media. Now he's blown up. But, like,
I thought he was a total nitwit until he started going on social media. I'm like, oh, he's goofy smart.
Yeah. Well, he's actually he's a stand-up. Not bad.
Does he?
Funny guy.
Okay.
Yeah, funny guy.
Okay.
But that's the thing. Like, it's a right level of fame. Like they recognize you, but they don't know from where. But, like, if people, like I said, fucking The Rock can't stroll through anywhere because oh fuck, that's The Rock.
Yeah.
But if you're that guy from that thing, you can go pretty much anywhere, and you have a nice little career for yourself.
I've always had a fear, like a irrational fear, because it's not a concern, it's not a problem. But like, what if you go from like everyday guy like us, where you like survive, like live off people being real with you, and you're like, oh, that's how I learn how people work, and I listen to stories, and that's how I integrate, and then one day it pops. And then next thing you know, you're Johnny Depp.
Girl all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You go from being a normal girl on a little bash with her friends in Nashville, and now you're the fucking, you're the most famous person on earth after Jesus.
She did it. Yeah. She really, just like that, she did it.
Yeah.
But like, what if you reach suddenly where people act different around you?
Yeah.
That's always been a fear of mine. Is like, what if you can't sit in a room and people
have an honest conversation with somebody, and you have to watch what you say because you're famous, so you don't want people to think of you this way.
They're bitching about overtime, and they know you're too rich to even understand why the fuck that would matter.
Dude, that's a weird thing that I feel like I thought about this in the context of being a cult leader. I have a fascination with cult leaders
so bad.
and cults.
Open the door, Randy.
Yeah,
what do you got?
That's why, like,
what do you got?
We were talking about. I'm not personally a fan of Donald Trump, but I am fascinated by his ability. To have people like defend him and you know and like be at his side and support him and like, they revere him. And I think about it. I'm like, and I've watched 1,000 documentaries on it. It was like, I think the real magic of cult leaders is picking good marks. Like, to be a good cult leader, it's not that something special about you. It's that you find the weakness in other people. Like, oh, this person they'll fall for it. They're looking for some community or some place, or some place to exist that where they fit in, and I'll be the guy, the dear leader who gives it to them. And that's the problem with being a cult leader. I feel like to be a cult leader, you have to find suckers. And I hate suckers, so I would hate my following, and that's why I couldn't be a cult leader.
But I think
I want to be one, but I would hate the people that follow me.
Yes, The other night at the Improv, we were talking about that because I agree. I would love to be a cult leader, just to be like hailed by these people who are so excited about
but
you.
If I don't respect the people that are following me, I'm going to disrespect them. They're not going to follow me. You know?
But so can we, with our mutual brown graduate minds, can we find the sweet spot, the Venn diagram of people we respect who gush over us? I don't care. And it's kind of like in stand-up, you have to make decisions where you're like, oh, we all want to be, Seinfeldian, and when we first start, because we want to have everyone like us. We want the more laughs, the better.
You can.
Yeah, we want everyone to be a fan. And then as time goes on, you're like, well, that's not who I am. So I've got to be more real, and I'm going to lose.
It's easier for me to do this. This is where my mind takes me comedically.
Right.
So I'm not going to be fucking Jim Gaffigan. I'm going to be this guy.
And I'm going to lose 97% of society. But if you consider there's 8 billion people on the planet, 3% of that is still beyond what you've ever heard of.
Dude, 1% of the American population is 4 million people. So if I have 4 million people following me, I'm a millionaire.
There's 8 million people in New York City. And if 1 in 100 liked you, that's still 80,000 people. That's selling out Madison 4 nights in a row. Come on. If 1 in 100, 99 people in New York City think you're a piece of shit, or worse, have never heard of you. Which is in that order. I would rather
people in showbiz.
I'd rather they
someone
hate
you than not know you.
Please, 100%.
Dude, that's how I feel about bombing, dude. Like the worst bombing I ever took. I've told the story on the podcast before, but what hurt so much is that it was just dead quiet, and I heard somebody put their beer bottle down in the back of the room.
Son of a bitch.
I was like, I'd rather have them throwing tomatoes at me than the silence that was.
Insult my stature. Make fun of my face.
Heckle me. Just don't not. If you're not going to laugh, then, jeer me. But don't just sit silently there like I don't exist.
Do you know what's especially hard about that? Is you earned the silence of their focus. They paid attention. Something about you pulled them in. They're like, oh, I bet this guy's got something to say. And so you earned their interest. And which most people can't do. Most people are never going to pay attention to you.
Like, I got him. And then I couldn't land the plane.
And then you just, bam, right into the water. All 83 are dead.
Exactly, including the 5 crew members.
Denzel does not make a movie about you. You just never happened.
Robert Zemeckis did not produce that movie.
No. Honey, I Shrunk the Mic. You're never back.
Oh, dude, it's fun as always having you, bud.
Always, man.
Yeah, man. Tell the people where they can find you.
Oh, God. I don't want that shit. We just said. I don't want anyone to know who I am.
Don't support his comedy career.
I want to be underground cult leader.
You'll see him on an almond milk commercial near you.
Yes. No, you can find me at paulroseberry.com, where we won't get into a whole thing, but I'm a dating coach.
Oh, shit.
I'm a relationship coach.
We didn't talk about fucking relationships once, except for when you jerked off in that girl's house.
Well, that's for another episode. But I actually just signed with a matchmaking agency here in LA that I'm going to be one of their in-house relationship coaches.
Okay.
So
coming from a guy who's thrice divorced. And I'm kidding.
Actually, we're about to celebrate 11 years.
Really?
In January, we're going to celebrate 11 years. And
are you guys going to get married or just together?
We will get married at some point. We haven't felt the need. And not sound cheesy. We kind of say that we choose each other every day.
Yeah.
That's pretty cheesy. But it's not like to that level. But
dude, why bother? I mean, like,
come on.
You get the government involved in a relationship.
No, but we are having
marriage is really the most foolhardy contract for a man. It's like, why would it? Like, I love you. Why I go to a courthouse and tell somebody this?
Yeah, and because I promised you in front of everyone we knew 10 years ago that I would never leave, and now you're a psycho. I have to stay because the 3 people I still know from our wedding.
I made a commitment. It's like, well, that's Things change.
Things change. But we're having a little baby.
Nice.
Next month.
That's right.
Vienna Sweet Pea Roseberry.
You already named it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a her. Thanks.
Well, let's let it figure it out in 15 years.
I'm going to have a red-blooded little girl. Let me tell you what.
Let's let it decide what it wants to be, Paul.
PaulRoseberry.com. Paul Roseberry, dating expert, because you got to be findable on Instagram.
Yeah,
it's quite a title.
You got to do it. Congratulations, man. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for
always
having
fun. Obviously, guys, you can follow me at Randy Valero, follow the podcast at Ready Set Blow, rate, review, subscribe, all the shit I should say at the beginning, but I don't. Love you guys. Peace.